People are not coming to meetings. Okay. Good day, viewers, and welcome to today's edition of the Sport Rep Show. I'm your host, Limba Mupetami. Now, today's edition of the show will look at the Brave Warriors 37-man squad call-up and obviously so much more. But before we get into that, let's head over to the hit list. Sheripo Musotwa, Namibia's head of delegation to the just-ended Podium Performance Program training, said it was a huge success and he looks forward to future editions. Tura Magic opened up a 4-point lead at the top of the FNB Women's Super League log after the closet rivals dropped points in matches over the weekend. Magic had 6 points after beating Ramblers 3-2 and Ongodiva Queens 6-0 to move up to 40 points at the top of the log. While the inaugural Homecoming Boxing Fight series is set to ignite the local boxing scene on Saturday next weekend in Walvis Bay, the series aims to revive the pride of boxing in the region and develop champions of tomorrow. Of course, to headline this fight is Harry Simon Jr. and just some highlights of him training ahead of next weekend. That ends the hit list. Up next, we have the Game Changer segment, but quickly an ad break. Uganda, with 93 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in 20 overs, won the final of the Capricorn Quadrangular International T20 competition by 3 runs against the Capricorn Women's Eagles at the United Field in the capital yesterday. We have Irene Van Zyl, that of course is the captain of the Capricorn Eagles. The That, of course, is the captain as well, Konsi Akweyo of Uganda, and the coach of Uganda's team, Lauren Simantemba. So please stay tuned for these interviews.
First of all, thank you for the congratulatory messages. The tournament has not been easy on our side because we lacked a lot in our batting and fielding. But I believe it has given us a wake-up call on areas to go and work upon. As much as we are the victors of the tournament, but we had some areas that were lagging behind, and I believe our coaches and the technical team have realized where we are lagging behind, and when we go back home we are going to really work on that. And I believe our bowling was top-notch in this tournament. It really helped us a lot in most of the victories we got was because of the bowlers, and the fielding was top-notch. So we are glad as Uganda, and we want to thank our association, Uganda Cricket Association, for sending us to Namibia, for representing the country at large, and also coming back with the victory. Last year was a tournament of its own. We gave in our best because I don't think that we gave the worst. We gave our best, but as you know, in cricket there's always a win and a loser, and when you lose, you don't go back and whine or wail over your loss, but you also have to soul search yourself as a team and see where you went wrong and come back stronger. We lost to Namibia the first game in this tournament, but we believed when we worked out with the mistakes we did, and the last two games against them were all wins for us. I believe it's all about the soul search and believing in yourself. Losing doesn't mean that you're the worst, but it makes you to double check yourself and come back stronger.
Thank you. Coach, congratulations on today's game. Take us through the whole tournament.
Thank you so much. We came down here to Namibia, really in a big tournament. UAE, we played with here in Kampala. It's a good side. Namibia, Hong Kong, all the sides were good, and I thought the tournament went well, and all the guys they played well. The tournament really was a good tournament, and we are looking forward to come back as well. Really, this Namibia, I don't know what I can say. And the tournament was really superb. The wickets and the scorers, everything went on, and I believe the tournament will go on like we went today.
Take us through some of the players that really stood out for you, making sure that you guys go back home as winners.
Actually, in the batting we didn't do well. We didn't do well. We struggled a bit with the bat, and I think everyone we didn't do well in batting. Actually, in bowling and fielding, we really did well. The Conses, Alumo, Malekia, they really bowled well in the tournament, and I believe they'll push me somewhere where I'm going in Rwanda.
What's next for Uganda cricket?
We might go to India. After India, we have Kebuka in Kigali, then qualifiers in South Africa. December, we have a Kenya series as well.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're obviously very excited, to be in the final. We did all the hard work from the start, winning the 5 games in a row. Then you just want to take the next step and finish off that final game. I must say Uganda came out strong. I felt we bowled very well. I mean, restricting them, I think they were at 30 after 10 overs or something like that. So I think we did well as a bowling unit and as a fielding unit throughout the tournament. It's just obviously that last few runs that became a bit too many. And then there's pressure, there's always scoreboard pressure when you're chasing a low total, a high total. There's always a scoreboard pressure. But I'm proud of the girls. I'm really proud how they performed. I'm really glad that we had some spectators out here to see how women's cricket is played and can be played. So I think overall it was a good tournament. Unlucky to be on the losing side today.
So tell us some of the players that really stood out for you as captain. Can you just mention some of them that stood out for you?
Yeah, obviously Sunay Wittmann had a good knock or two with the bat. But up front, you want your top batters to really exploit the conditions. But she batted well for a game or two. Obviously, Vilka was a star again for the team, bowling well. Putting in a few runs with the bat when needed, taking a few pressure catches. Arasta Diergaard did well with the ball in hand when it was thrown to her as well. Vicky Hamuniela, who came back from the coast after a day that we needed her. Kaylin Green did well with the ball. You can actually, sort of, there's no one that you want to point out, but the whole team in a whole did very well. Bits and pieces, everyone pulled their weight. So I think as a team unit, we did all very, very well.
What are some positives that are you going to take, from this tournament going to the next tournament as Capricorn Eagles?
Definitely our bowling and fielding. I mean, we've seen throughout the tournament that that's really our strong point. And then again, you've got top class batters in your team. At the end of the day, you as a batter, you do struggle, you do hit a low form. And I think if we can just sort of get out of that slump within the next month, everyone takes a bit of a mental break from cricket now, go and reset and refocus. We can always just get out stronger on top and work on the few things that needs some extra working on, and then we're good to go.
Thank you.
Well, of course, now we cross over to the sharpshooter segment, quickly an ad break.
Hey, don't worry about the car, boss. I checked nice.
Thank you, but it's okay, ne? F&B Insurance. Checks nicer.
No, man.
At F&B Insurance, we provide cover for all your valuables, from your car to your laptop to your phone. F&B Insurance. You value it, we cover it. T's and C's apply.
Brave Warriors coach Collin Benjamin has named a 37-man squad for the Cosafa Cup and Afcon qualifiers. The coach further announced that some of his key players like Charles Hambira and Lloyd Kazapwa will miss the match against Burundi. Kazapwa picked up 2 yellow cards while Hambira is still nursing an injury. The date for the clash against Burundi has not yet been set, while Cosafa is expected to commence in June. Sport Rep was at the press conference this morning and compiled this for you.
So they get the draw in Cameroon, Namibia is out. So I think the situation is favorable for us. It's in our hands. We can definitely secure the qualification for us, and for that reason we should be positive. We are not relying on somebody else. And that's where we are now. So, we are here because of this Cosafa that's going to start on the 27th of May, hopefully in Durban, South Africa. And then, just a week basically later, after the final is played at the Cosafa, in that week between the 12th and the 20th, we have that Burundi match. Also, I think you're also aware that Burundi's match at the stadium is also declared unfit, so we don't know where we're going to play. Doesn't actually matter. We need to secure. So this tournament of the Cosafa, we will. I think we showed good character last year by ending into the final and playing well in the final, and also losing, unfortunately, to Zambia. So our target in that tournament will also be to basically continue the positivity, to go as far as we can with that young team that we have there, and after that, our main goal is securing qualification on home strength against Burundi. Yeah. Can I also say that Burundi, it's really a do or die for them. You know that in the period that they were playing Cameroon, they went to Indonesia and had to play against Indonesia. So that means, for me personally, I think that that government, their FA, they're taking these games really serious, and I think for them it's a do or die situation. And we will handle it as such. Let me go to the names that we have, and then we can go to that. That we've called up for these 2 matches, or for the tournament and the match against Burundi. I'm going to start with the goalkeepers. We have Lloyd Kadapwa is suspended. He got 2 yellow cards the last 2 games, so he's not going to be part of the entourage. Also, Charles Ambira is not in the squad as well. He broke his collarbone in Yaoundé. And Denzel Housem is also having problems, but we're going to monitor that. The goalkeepers, we've got Edward Mauva, Disiro Kamayanda, Jonas Mateus, Orlando Pirates, Nelly Roy of Tigers. Kamayanda obviously from African Stars and Mauva is from Victoria Callis. The defenders, we have Ryan Nyambe, Wigan Athletic, Ivan Kamberipa, Matsutake in Botswana, Arend Abubakir from Blue Waters, Stephen Damasek from Blue Waters, Kennedy Amutenya Gaborone United, Given Mutwedu from Mighty Gunners, Denzel Housep, there's a question mark around him. Black Africa, by the way, he has 82 caps, the most capped player in Namibia. What a guy. Gianluca Kahirunga for Kahanya United, Ananias Gepard Baroka, Ria Nanamuk Amazulu, Nalikewe Naluendo Citizens Football Club, and Ambrosius Pietrus, KF Liria Prisnet in Kosovo, also known as Kalefa. Reverend Matuas, young Brazilians, Devin Somsep, Life Fighters, Gero Kanyuka, Katua, UNEM FC, Dynamo Fredericks, Black Africa, African Stars, Prince Menelik Weda, Liria, Nicodemus Haikali, Tura Magic, Paula Zamutenya, UNAM FC, Marcel Papama, Joaneng FC, Weturu Kamboto, African Stars, Lawrence Dwesep, Life Fighters. The forwards, Absalom Imbodi, Tigers FC, Jocelyn Kamatuka, African Stars, Peter Shalulile, Sundowns, Betul Mudeu, Black Leopards, Elmo Kambindu, Chipa United, Junior Pietrus, Blue Waters, Dion Moto, Orlando Pirates, Wendel Hudat, Joaneng, Ekma Kamatuka, African Stars, Erwin Chiua, Life Fighters, and Eliakim Jamba Jatson, Life Fighters. 37 names. So what we're going to do is we're going to start training on the 16th, just after the Premier League, the domestic Premier League concludes on the 16th. It's a Tuesday. We're going to start training here in Windhoek, and we're going to stay here till we depart for South Africa. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to in Durban. We're going to prepare there for the tournament. We want the foreign-based guys also, after their seasons, to probably take a few days off, but we want them to join the group in Durban, at the Cosafa. And there's then obviously 2, 3, 4 players that's going to be rested, that's all going to be part of the Cosafa. I think Ryan Nyambe, Peter Shaluli, Dion Moto, maybe Ryan Anamu might not be part of that squad. Would give them a few days off, but then after that they will join the players, the rest of the team, to be part of that team, because we just want to not have eventualities where we hear a certain player see in the north and he popped the cow, and then we have to look for him. So they're all going to be in camp. And from there, we basically, after the tournament, we then stay in camp, go to Joburg, another team, prepare them for Burundi. The Burundi game is not scheduled yet. We are waiting. I don't know when is that going to happen. Probably end of this week, when and how, where we're going to play. So between the 12th and the 20th. I assume probably on the 17th. Should be good. I'm done talking. Questions?
Now we cross over to the special Rugby Joel segment right after the break.
The next days are not a measurement of time, but the distance from here to the finish line. For the race you are running, for your kids, your career, your health, your future. not away, but towards it. While the voice in your head reminds you it won't be easy. But by simply swinging your feet towards the floor, you've taken the first step. Grow for it with Stamino Grow. 5-in-1 supplement available at all leading pharmacies.
It takes heart and all the soul. A head stuck in the game. It takes every bone in your body, all the blood in your veins. And then more blood, and more sweat, more tears, all your hopes and your dreams. It takes conquering fears. It's late nights and weekends. 6 to 6s, 9 to 5s. It takes sacrifice and suffering every moment of our lives. It takes kick after kick, being kicked when you're down. It takes fighting for hours for inches of ground. It takes every last line out, every last second spent. It takes absolute devotion. It takes 100%.
The September Rugby World Cup is set to be a historic event with defending champions South Africa and 3-time winners New Zealand vying to become the first team to capture 4 Rugby World Cup championships. But watch out for host France and Team Ireland, who are both looking for their first Rugby World Cup trophy. Please remember that in this segment, we will be interviewing fans, former footballers, and not footballers, but rugby players and such as we build up to the big day. Well, with that, we now cross over to Ari Hogert with international sports news in Globetrotter.
Between mighty New Zealand and unheralded, written off Namibia.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news and starting off with soccer news first. The English Premier League continues, a few weeks left, and it is Arsenal that's back on top, but they still have 2 games that they've played more than Manchester City. But it was a big win for Arsenal. They beat Chelsea at home. The score there was 3-1. That means that Arsenal is top of the league again, but they played 2 games less, like I said, so they have 78 points after 34 games, then 32 games for Manchester City. They have 76 games. So with the next game that Manchester City play, they with a win, they will go on top of the English Premier League again. This coming weekend will be a big way to determine also what's going to happen at the top of the log. Important games for Manchester City and for Arsenal, and also for Manchester United, trying to hang on in the top 3 or 4 to play Champions League next season or the coming season. It's this Saturday, Manchester City that will play at home against Leeds United. Then a tough one for Arsenal. They need to go to Newcastle. Newcastle also at the moment 3rd on the points log, and they have 65 league points. So they play at home against Arsenal. And then it is West Ham United that have a home game. They play at home against Manchester United. That's all the games on Saturday. And continuing international sports news with tennis news from the Madrid Open. It is a WTA and ATP tournament, meaning the best men's and women's players in the world playing in this tournament. On the men's side of the draw, in the round of 16, it is Stefanos Tsitsipas of Greece. He's through to the quarterfinals, beating Bernabéus Miralles of Spain by 6-3 and 6-1. He will play Jan-Lennart Struff of Germany in the quarterfinals. Then a big statement made by number 1 seed, that is Carlos Alcaraz of Spain. He's 19 years old, number 1 seed. He convincingly beat Alexander Zverev of Germany, the 13th seed, by 6-1 and 6-2. Not a good day for the 2nd seed. It's Daniil Medvedev of Russia. He's out. He lost in the round of 16. He lost to his countryman Aslan Karatov, and the score 7-6 and 6-4.